I think there are five main things that we need to look at on this. The first one is to tackle global trade, international trade, and to get the development round that's been promised for Doha so that poorer nations and poorer people can do better out of the world economy. The second one is to fit migration patterns into these talks about trade. People have always migrated, it's always been an important device for promoting economic growth and human well-being, and so seeing migration purely as a problem is not the progressive way forward. Working out how to let people migrate so that they can contribute to the countries they're moving to and contribute to back home to their development has to be part of this. Then we've got to look at climate change. Climate change is underway. It's created largely by the rich nations pumping carbon emissions into the atmosphere over the last 200 years. We need to get climate change adaptation funding going to poorer countries. We've promised it, but we haven't started to deliver on that, and we need to start mitigating those carbon emissions so that it doesn't continue too extensively. We also need to look at global finance. This is beginning to be looked at a little bit now, but poor countries find it hard to get access to the finance they need to develop their infrastructure, and quite often they're part of an international system which is actually bleeding resources through them, systematically avoiding paying tax, systematically mispricing products so that the wealth that's created in developing countries doesn't stay in developing countries, and we need to tackle the tax havens and the institutions that are allowing that to happen. Finally, we need to think about security and about how we can contribute to security in developing countries. That means looking at the small arms trade and making sure that our sales of small arms from rich nations are not going to create insecurity in poorer parts of the world. And it may at times also mean looking at what forms of military support we could offer to legitimate governments so that they can provide for their populations.